guys, it's Kristen here with Tutor Doctor of Knoxville and Mount Juliet and Hendersonville. Thank you so much for joining on for our weekly educational video. Today we are talking about parent-teacher conferences and how you can capitalize on those parent-teacher conferences and get the most out of them. We've got 4 questions we'd recommend for you guys to ask your child's teacher. And we want to kind of get you guys started in the right direction if you're not sure what to ask about during those conferences. As a reminder, here at Tutor Doctor, we do private and home tutoring, and we offer free consultation to interested families. So if your child is in need of some extra support this school year, please reach out to us. You can message us here on Facebook or call our local office numbers. Let's go ahead and jump into it and see what kind of questions that we would recommend for you guys to ask during these conferences to kind of get the most out of it. One thing that we would kind of start with is kind of what you don't need to ask. One thing you don't really need to ask is what is your teaching style, because your teacher is going to go over their daily schedule, how the students interact, during the day, how they interact with students, and how they're going to kind of keep their day organized. So that question is likely going to be answered, and you don't want to be redundant during the parent-teacher conference. You want to utilize that time as efficiently as possible to understand what's going on with your particular student. You also want to avoid asking something like, what are my students' strengths? Because you're likely already going to know what your students' strengths are. You're going to be able to see that during their daily lives, and you're probably going to hear positive feedback throughout the year about what your student is doing well. So I would take this time to ask about things that are really going to benefit your student most. Ask those tough questions that are going to help you get insight into your child's overall academic performance. The first question you want to ask is, what are my child's biggest challenges? This is a good question to start with because it answers the main concern most parents have when they're going into an academic conference or a parent-teacher conference. The school year can cause quite the headache of obstacles, and your child is going to have interacted most with the teacher when it comes to those academic concerns. So that teacher is going to have that direct experience working with them and can really help you to see what your student is really struggling with. Likely there's going to be some areas that need improvement for your atypical child. But we would recommend using the parent-teacher night as the opportunity to ask those tough questions so that you can get that insight into what your child is dealing with in the classroom and how to better support them at home. And on the note of at-home support, we want to encourage you guys to ask about homework in the evenings and how you can make homework less stressful. For a lot of parents, homework is a main cause of after-school stress. It may be that there's too much, too little, that it's hard to get the homework completed with the extracurriculars that you have going on, or the family time that you want to spend together, social outings, activities, things like that. Parents have their own insights that can be very valuable to bring up with a child's teacher, ranging from organization up to time management. It's a great opportunity to discuss specific assignments or projects that might have given your child a tough time at home. It's a good opportunity to get that critical feedback from the teacher that can help to improve their executive functioning skills at home. So if you have any questions about homework, whether it be that you feel that a student's been assigned too much homework, whether it's that they're not getting enough practice and you've seen tests or quiz grades slip and you're wondering, why isn't there any homework? Whatever it is that you're most concerned with is what you want to ask your teacher about, so that way your student can get the support that they need as far as for extra practice. The next thing you want to ask is, what can I do at home to help my child meet classroom behavior expectations? This is when parents probably don't typically ask, or maybe don't want to ask, because behavior issues can be stressful for people, and there's a lot of people that want to avoid conflict and may not want to ask these questions, but I think it's really important that you do. You should not get any alarming news about behavior of your students, something that you would not have already known if there was a behavior issue going on. But it's still a good idea to ask the teacher if they've got any concerns that have been noted. This may also include things like distraction issues, for example, which are a common problem during class time but may not be as apparent at home, in a less structured environment or in an environment that's just not structured the same as in the classroom. Your child's teacher can provide a deeper insight into any concerns that you have, so it's a great time to ask. Even if it's something as simple as like, my student likes to talk a lot at home, are they talking in class, or are they able to pay attention and not be disruptive in class or something like that. So hopefully your teacher will be able to provide you with some insights as to the behavior expectations in the classroom, and everybody can be on the same page there. And the last question we'd recommend is, how do they get along with other students? This is also very important on the behavior side, as this one asks about interpersonal skills, which is a really important part of your student's development. This is often overlooked during a conference because it's not academic focused, but the social, emotional, and interpersonal skill development is so important for our students as they're growing up. Like, very, very important that your student learns proper communication, that they're able to interact with other students, work on team projects, ask questions. So being able to work with others effectively, it's a crucial skill that they're going to need as they go throughout the classroom and beyond. It's important your student feels comfortable engaging with their classmates. So we'd highly recommend asking this question and seeing if there is anything that can be worked on at home or can be better supported in the classroom, so that student can practice their interpersonal skills and be able to make friends and interact with the other students. Okay, so those are our 4 recommended questions for you guys to ask during parent-teacher conferences. If you have already had your parent-teacher conference, you can note these for the next one that comes up. If you have not, this is a good opportunity to ask these specific questions about your child to help to support them this school year. Thank you so much for watching, guys. I hope that this was helpful. As always, if you have content that you'd like to see during the weekly educational video, you're welcome to send us a message here on Facebook, or you can just comment in our comment section and share your all's testimonies and stories and experiences as well. We want to encourage you guys to interact with each other in this group and for us to be a support to each other here in the community. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys again next week. Bye.